everybody, this is Gayle. Welcome to the live stream tonight. We're having Saturday night on Sunday. I see several of you all have already tuned in. And hi and welcome. Hope you're having a great Easter. Who's having a great Easter? I hope all of us. Yes, it did. And I don't know why it took a minute, Fariana, but thank you for that. And yes, it is, Peter. I had several people ask me to move it to today. Actually, Gloria was one of them. So hi, Gloria. Hi, and welcome to the live stream. Farian, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you, busy lady, for coming by. I hope you're having a great Easter. And Fariana says happy Easter, and happy Easter to you all too. Oh, busy lady has a double celebration. It's Easter and her husband's birthday, which is why she's not staying long. But that's okay, busy. We're just glad you're here. I've got some great trivia questions lined up for you all tonight, so I hope you've got your trivia hats on. And hello. So, yeah, Easter here has been pretty good, except for some reason I am looking at a couple of different times here. I've got one time showing up on my phone, and then I've got another time showing up on my computer. So I don't know what's up with that. But anyhow, my computer says my phone here says it's 7:01, and my computer is saying it's 7:03. So I don't know what's up. Fariana, you're entitled to not be able to think straight. With your news that you got, oh my gosh, you are very, very definitely entitled. So we'll give you a break. A little break. Just this time, though. You only get one. No, we'll give you a pass for the next few months. So, speaking of next few months, do you have a big date to go with your big news? Okay, Fariana says, okay, Busy says 7:04. Fariana says 7:05. Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. Yes, it is. It is. Did you see Gloria's message up above to you, Peter? Yep. That's her news bit, Busy, right here. And Peter says it's 6:05. So, okay, so depending on what clock you want to look at, I was on time or not. And so, thank you all. December 7th. Yay. So that's almost Christmas. Hello, Candy, and welcome tonight. I can't see anyone's chats but your own. I wonder why. Maybe try reloading and see if that helps. Anybody else have suggestions for her? I can relay that to her. So type them in. I'll bring them up on screen and I'll say it as well. Your boys were early, so I'm guessing Thanksgiving. Whew, you better get your turkey done ahead of time. Stick in the freezer. That way hubby can just pull it out. Which you may want to do anyway, being that close to your due date, because you may not want to fool with cooking. I know I didn't. And Busy Lady says she sees them now, and congratulations. Good deal. So did you reload the page and refresh? Is that what happened? You're always on time. Thanks, Candy. Oh, you had to click on live chat. Yeah, that'll do it. Fariana refreshed. Okay, good deal. Yeah. And hey, Candy. So I hope everybody has had a phenomenal Easter. ours has been really great. It's after church today. We just kind of came home. We took it easy. And I made my usual ricotta pie, and I did some Easter bread. For the first time, I did Easter bread. And I had to make it a couple of times because the first time that I made it, everything that could go wrong did. It was just one of those crazy days. I don't know if y'all have ever experienced things like that, but if I touched it, it went wrong. And I burned my yeast up. I put in the wrong seasoning. I mean, it was just a disaster. But the second batch went really well. So you click on, okay. Did you put eggs in the bread? I never hard boiled eggs in bread. No, I didn't, because I did the bread and we gave several loaves away. And so I didn't want to put anything in the bread that would kind of weird people out. So I didn't do the boiled eggs. But I have family members who do it like all the time. And we have this great debate in the family about, do you start with a hard boiled egg, or do you color an egg that's not hard boiled and then just stick it in? Because it's going to bake for, a while, 30, 45 minutes, depending on your oven and how long you do it and stuff. And so, I mean, we did it 30, it was fine. But we did little loaves. And I didn't do the eggs. So, Busy made deviled eggs and they look a hot mess. But the nice thing about deviled eggs is that no matter how they look, they always look good enough to eat. Have you ever seen somebody turn down deviled eggs because they weren't pretty? Not in my house. My family's more like, yay, deviled eggs. So, did you put onions in them? A lot of people do. Or did you just leave them plain? Let me see here. I've got my questions over here. I'm pulling them up to get ready for the trivia. Which I hope you guys are all ready for. I don't have a huge number of trivia questions. There are no prizes tonight except bragging rights. So you do get that. You do get that. And if you want to, afterwards, I can post this over in the blog. And we can do that. It's a Bodacious Broads travel blog. I agree with Fairy-Anna. Good point. No onions. Ooh, a little dill relish, salt, onion powder. There you go. I usually just use mayonnaise and a touch of mustard. Busy used low-fat mayonnaise. She hopes they are okay. I bet they are. I bet they are. Fairy-Anna says she had like the 4th plate today, and now I'm sitting fat and full. Yeah, Busy says it sounds perfect. Candy says her family always liked a touch of paprika on her deviled eggs. Yeah, now once in a great while, I'll get wild and crazy and I'll add the paprika. But most of the time, my family just gets plain old deviled eggs. And it works out okay. Because there's never any left. Okay, Fairy-Anna does paprika too. Busy says, is the paprika for show or flavor? LOL. Busy lady, it depends on how much you put on. The more you put on, the more flavor you're going to get. My sticker's coming off. I did not realize that. I will change this sticker and put on another one for next time. Busy says she loves eggs. Aw, now that's a shame. That is a shame. Because we eat eggs a lot too. Tanya says she is here, but she is cooking. So, hi, Tanya. I hope your Easter is going well. We're just kind of catching up on that for a minute before we go into the trivia. So it is great to see everyone tonight. And I know a lot of you have been supporting my fundraiser that Kay from over at Happy Trails Hiking and Pampered Chef has given me, and I really appreciate that. She is so excited to be able to do this, and I appreciate you all supporting me and supporting her in that. And I think we're over $100 in donations, and that goes straight to CARES. So they're going to tag it. Anytime a donation goes straight to CARES, it has to be tagged in my name. And so they do that automatically with Pampered Chef. So we're getting there. I know we're close to the 2K mark, like within a couple of bucks. So I'm just going to go ahead and call it 2K. And so I will have a more updated total for you in the middle of the month as usual. And you can always check over on Instagram. And I'm going to toss that link down below. But yeah, she's having a blast with it. And like I said, I appreciate y'all supporting both of us. I wasn't really sure how this would go, but she is so excited. And we've got some other fundraisers planned too. A friend of mine sent me this gorgeous handmade quilt that is just gorgeous. And she sent it to me thinking I could raffle it. But raffles are illegal in Tennessee. So I can't do that. So I think what we're going to do is probably have an auction and go at it that way. So here's the whole thing. Let me pull this up. Thank you. I'll go through and highlight some of your comments right here. Yeah, I'm so excited. So I've still got a long ways to go, but I tell you what, getting here as fast as we've been able to has been mind-blowing. Thank you, Candy. I was fixing to ask how Gypsy's doing and how Archer's doing, having a new sister. Oh, shepherd's pie sounds great. Peter, that's a good plan. Yeah, I think I'm going to, because it's really pretty. I wish I could do a raffle. I feel like that we could make more on a raffle than what we can with an auction, but I don't want to get arrested, you know. And we know some people in law enforcement, and I do not want them to come out and get me. Oh, they do. They do. And I'm excited. And oh no, I'm sorry you hate it. It's like Christmas, though. It's like Christmas. Okay, so here is the link to the Instagram post that I've got it. And the Instagram post hasn't been updated since the 26th of March. So that's been like a week and a half. And it shows $18.50. But I was able, with Tanya's help, to go ahead and put another $100 on that between mine and hers and some other fundraising. So we are actually up to $19.70 because I had a few more dollars on it, actually $120. So that's where we are, and I'll put that link right here. Well, me either. I've been in for ministry, and that's enough. It's a little crazy. And went in as part of a music ministry. And funny thing that's actually true is the number one song that they requested was "I'll Fly Away." So, and the people in the jail, they really enjoyed that second verse. So, and the reason that they do is because of the second verse saying, "Like a bird from prison walls have flown." So they were making a statement on that, but we sang it anyway. It was just kind of fun, but yeah. So that's enough for me. You're not fond of Christmas. Ah, okay. Peter loves Christmas, but not Easter. Okay. Tanya says Gypsy had to go live at her mother's. She was too afraid of the crate, and her mom doesn't have to use one. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I know that's got to be disappointing, but I applaud you for realizing that about her and taking those steps instead of trying to change her personality, because that never works. So I do applaud you for that. Busy says her son asked if she's the Easter Bunny, and I told him that would be too much work, but he's on it. Yeah, they savvy up pretty quick. Yeah, I agree, Tanya. I agree. Yes, I'm excited. So anyway, we're so close to the 2K mark. I'm just going to go ahead and call it 2K because we're like, what, 20, $30 there. So super stoked, super stoked. And appreciate you all of your Amazon, whenever you shop through my Amazon link, I'm putting all of that towards Service Dog 2, and I'm considering that fundraising. Super helpful, you all. Busy says he just turned 11. You don't want to tell him, LOL. Aw, I understand. But at some point, we all have to find out, don't we? Although I will tell you that my younger daughter asked me about Santa Claus when she wasn't 11 yet. She was like, I don't know, 8 or 9, and she said, asked if my husband and I were Santa Claus, and I was like, well, and I just went ahead and said yes, and she got mad, put her little hand on her hip and said, I don't think so. Because you know what? We just saw Santa at the mall. Because, like, she went away and she thought about it, and then she came back a few minutes later, that hand right on her hip and her little twirly. And I was like, so then later, of course, we're like, yeah. When she like finally was ready to admit that we were Santa Claus, I was like, yeah, we told you this like a long time ago. So she would huff and puff on that. So the things we do, the things we do. Oh, Tanya says she's been pretty badly abused, and her mom is really good with abused animals. I thought I was. I just wasn't. I wasn't a good match for Gypsy. Well, but see, you were the conduit that led Gypsy to a new home where she could have a little more freedom and be worked with as an abused animal. And you facilitated that. So that's really a big deal. There are some folks who would have tried to make the dog into what they wanted the dog to be, and that just doesn't work. Animals have personalities just like people do, except generally nicer. So, thank you, Candy. Thank you. I'm excited. Tony says she remembers how hard it was for me to reach 3K, which is what the price was when I got Archer. So, yeah, I remember those days. Yeah, it's those, you have all this anticipation. So, yeah. Tanya says, where did you go, Gayle? Where did I go for which time? So So, yeah. So I'm glad that you were able to facilitate that and get her where she would have a great situation, because if you hadn't been there, who knows how long that would have taken. And let's see, I've got a little thing that just came in on Facebook or Twitter one. It's Facebook. So, yeah. But with everybody's help, I'm going to get back to the service dog soon, and I appreciate it a lot. So, who's ready for trivia? Who's ready? Because we're doing some things on the Pacific Northwest, and hopefully you'll find these to be relatively uncomplicated. Okay. Busy's going to get going. She says, y'all take care and have a wonderful week. You too. You too. I hope you have a great week, and we will see you next time. Busy says, Mama, I meant LOL. You know who you are. That's funny. I think she's talking about Fairy Anna. Tanya says, I think Mom wanted in anyway because Mom came over to get her before this. So I think she really liked her. That's wonderful. Excuse me. Oh, Tanya has no sound. Try rebooting. Not rebooting. Try refreshing the page. So, bye, Busy. Thanks. Yeah, Theory Anna is suggesting reset the video too. So I'll go back and leave this up here so she can see it. So, okay. Let me get a drink here. I'm losing my voice. That's not good on trivia night. So, okay. So, couple of little trivia things. Oh, the sound is bad. Is anybody else having sound problems? Is anybody else having sound problems? And it could be me. My voice is starting to go. Okay, Fairy Ann is okay. Okay, she made it back. Okay. So, all right. We're 24 in. I can timestamp that. Okay. So, again, just to remind, there's no prizes tonight. Just bragging rights. And Fairy Anna says, oh, good. So, good. And Candy says, are you going to use the stimulus towards your service dog? I actually have a pretty big bill that I have to pay. It's called my tooth and a couple of other things. So some of the stimulus is going to go on it, but we got to see how much this is going to be to get this tooth taken care of, which I'm still dealing with, and it's only been like 5 weeks now. So, yeah. So whatever I can beyond that. So hopefully we'll have a nice little jump there. So, but I'm super stoked at how well it's going. So, yeah, it's very frustrating. Thank you, Candy. Thank you. And I fuss a lot about that at home, so I won't fuss about it tonight. Save that for hubby. So thank you. But yeah. So, okay. Trivia. Again, no prizes, just bragging rights, but hopefully it'll be fun. We're talking about the Pacific Northwest. So let me pull up a picture of the Pacific Northwest so we can all get an idea of what region we're talking about, because not everybody can mentally pull up a map when they want to, or at least I can't anyway. So let me screen share this. Yeah, Candy says bills, bills, bills. Yeah. But at least it's a help. And part of our challenge is my husband's is all messed up. So somehow or other, I am in the works to get one, and he's somehow messed up. His still shows that they need more information. So I don't know. But anyway, here we are. Map of the U.S. and the Pacific Northwest. Now, they've included Alaska in the Pacific Northwest, and we for this purposes are not including Alaska because I'm going to do a completely separate thing just on Alaska. Okay? Because it is such a huge state that it really needs its own thing. Because if you take Alaska and you put it down like in the middle of the U.S., it takes up a lot. Let me see if I can actually pull that up real quick. If I can't, we're not going to dwell on it because that'll be coming up later. So we're not going to count that. Let's see. And I don't see a map real quick that's superimposing Alaska. Sometimes you can find them, and y'all can go look that up later where they've got it superimposed on a map of the contiguous 48. But just know that we're not going to do that, okay? Let me see here. Let me see what I just got. Okay. Kay just messaged me about the fundraiser here, and I'm just going to toss this out. Latest news, she said that we just crossed the $135 donation mark. So where people like you all have bought things from the Pampered Chef fundraiser, we're at the point where we've crossed $135 from Pampered Chef to go toward doggos. So thank you. Tanya was able to pay off a bill. Congratulations. Congrats. Yeah, I'm excited. So, all right. Are we ready? Because here we go. Pull it up. Because I just managed to accidentally close it. Me vida loca, you know. Okay. There is only one state in the U.S., one, that is named for a president. Which state is it? And it's in the Pacific Northwest. And this is a super easy one. I know you all are going to get this. Come on. I know y'all are going to get this. Only one state in the Pacific Northwest that's named after a president. Yay, it's Washington. You all got it. So there you go. Yes, yes, yes. It is Washington. See, I told you that was going to be easy. That's our little icebreaker there. Okay. So we have got the next one. Which town has more ghost towns than any other state? That's funny, Periana. Okay, so which town has more ghost towns than any other state? I want to type that in here. Going once, going twice. It is Oregon. And so I looked it up and I suspect I never found a definitive answer. But here's what I think. I think this is just a theory, so y'all can decide if I'm right or wrong. But I think it's because when they did the wagon trains going out west and they went to settle Oregon, a lot of those little towns didn't stick. And so they became ghost towns. That's my guess anyway. Because it's really fascinating when you go to Oregon, you can actually still see the wagon ruts from where people went there on the Oregon Trail. Those wagon ruts are still there. And so, like, if you go to Oregon and you go to, like, the Welcome Center, they have this area marked off and you can see it. There's a fence, so you can walk up to the fence, but you can't go into the area where you can still really clearly see the ruts that were left on the trail. So it's kind of sad from an environmental standpoint, but it's also was kind of really freaking cool for me because, you know, you're standing and you're looking at these ruts and you know that somebody else stood right where you are during the earlier days of Western settlement of our country. And I always get kind of weirded out by that. I just think it's cool. Hey, Happy Trails Hiking is in. Hello, hello. I just shared your good news about the 135 mark. Very exciting. Yeah, I would have thought it too. So I was really surprised. That tidbit came from, I think, 50states.com. So 50states.com, which is where I get a lot of the facts. Sometimes I'll go to like a tourism site and get some facts there. So, yeah. And let's see. The next one is, let me see. I don't want to do this one yet. Hold on. Let me switch. Okay. This is about a different state. We're going to switch gears. I'm actually going to switch it around quite a bit because I don't want y'all to guess the same thing. And let's see. Candy says you can see those in Nebraska as well. Yeah, you can actually. I didn't think about that. But yeah. And you know, it's shocking to think about the environmental impact of then to now because we get so tied up in like today and right now, but it's all cumulative. So anyway, I won't get on that. But it was pretty cool to see them. So yeah, I'm super stoked. Candy says California had many ghost towns because of the gold rush days. That makes sense. And Effie says she likes getting trivia questions from the National Park Service site. Great place. Great place. Um, I may do some more on national parks later this summer, so I kind of let those. But yeah, there's so much information in general on national park sites that it's just cool to go through and look at those. Like if you're doing research for school or research about an area, or if you're homeschooling kiddos, there's tons and tons and tons of information on those websites. It's just awesome. And let's see, Candy says she grew up in California. Aha! There we go. All right, so Montana has the largest freshwater lake west of the Mississippi. Is that true or false? True or false? Oh, that would be fun, Happy Trails. That would be a lot of fun. We should definitely do that. Okay, Happy Trails says false. Candy says true. Fairyana says true. And the answer is true. Flathead Lake is the largest west of the freshwater lake west of the Mississippi. Flathead Lake. And I'll pull that up. And Tony says, hi, Happy. Hi, everybody. I'm in and out because I'm cooking. I think it's true, Gayle. Yep, it is. It is. And ta-da! The Flathead Lake Gospel, according to Wikipedia, says it's a large natural lake in northwest Montana and is the largest freshwater lake by surface area that is west of the, Missouri River in the contiguous U.S. And it's located right outside of Kalispell, and it's the largest freshwater lake west of the Mississippi, according to TripAdvisor, and onlyinYourState.com, Montana, also listing it as the largest freshwater lake west of the Mississippi. So, and it's really cool, just gorgeous lake there, right outside of Kalispell. Kalispell is a great town to visit if you're going to go over to like Glacier National Park, for example. I think you're right, Happy Trails. I think it is the deepest. But we can look at that just for grins and giggles. And that would indeed be Crater Lake, according to the biggest.net and World Atlas. Okay. Well, and that's why I looked at several others when I pulled it up there. But that's good to know. But yeah, deepest freshwater lake, Crater Lake, according to the biggest.net, and according to World Atlas, Crater Lake in Oregon, the deepest. And according, there's biggest.net again, we won't worry about that. It says two of the deepest lakes in the U.S. are part of the deepest lakes in North America, which is Crater Lake and Great Slave Lake. So, yeah. So there we are. I have not seen Crater Lake. I should make it a point to go do that. Yeah. Yeah, I try to. I try to. So, okay. In which state was the world's first ice cream machine? In which state? I can imagine. I'm going to have to put that on my list. Oh, happy trails, you too. Thank you for stopping in. So, in which state was the world's first soft serve ice cream machine? And I bet if I asked what company had one of the first ice cream machines and served it, I bet you could guess Dairy Queen, and if so, that would be right on the mark. So, okay, so the world's first soft serve ice cream machine was at the Dairy Queen in Olympia, Washington. Olympia, Washington. All right, now here's some place that I have not seen yet, but it is on my list. We drove close to it, relatively close to it, but I didn't get to stop. And that is the deepest river gorge in North America. And that is, that was a good guess for Wyoming, but it was Washington. Yep. The Dairy Queen in Olympia, Washington was the first place that had the soft serve ice cream. So, okay, the deepest river gorge in North America. We're not even talking about just in the U.S. or even the contiguous U.S. Where is it? It's Hell's Canyon. And is that in Idaho or Washington State or Oregon? And I'm actually going to take two answers. So one or two can be correct. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it up and we can talk about it. Hey, Sorky Stories is here. Hey, Sorky Stories. I hope you had a good Easter. Columbia River Gorge? No, it's Hell's Canyon. Washington and Oregon. Yep, that'll work. Washington, Oregon. And it's along the border, eastern Oregon also. So I would have accepted, I think I said two, but I would have accepted any of the three answers. It's Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. And it's part of the Hells Canyon National Recreation Area. It's almost 8,000 feet, actually. So we drove close to it last time we went to Alaska, but not close enough where I could work it into the schedule. And it about killed me. I'm like, I'm so close. So much closer than in Virginia, but I just could not take the extra time. So, yeah. So, if you guys ever want to look that up, it's the Deep Gorge, it's the Snake River. So it's really supposed to be a really gorgeous place. I've seen photos, but that's all. All right. Next trivia question that we have. And this is going to be true or false. The origin of the name Montana comes from the Spanish word mountainous. You're in the South right now. Happy Easter. Good for you. And happy Easter to you too. And good for you for being in the South. Anytime you can get into the South, it's a great day, right? So the origin of the name Montana, true or false? Fariana says false. You got a 50-50 shot at it. But according to some sources online, it is indeed true. Pull that up. Here we go. Latinized, according to ereferencedesk.com, it's a Latinized Spanish word meaning mountainous, created out of the Idaho Territory in 1864. So while we were doing the Civil War, which was taking place mostly in the Southeast, we had territories being developed and Montana being named for mountainous Spanish influence there. And that's also backed up on Wikipedia. And also here, statesymbolsusa.org, also there. And America's Library, there it is right there. So there we go. So, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous state. If you guys ever get the chance to go to Glacier National Park, you will never go wrong. Just saying. All right. This is one that you all, I know, are going to get. I know you're going to get it. Which state is known for growing red raspberries and apples? You had to take Spanish in elementary school. There you go. We didn't even get it offered here until middle school. So good for you for getting caught up there. You got caught up with the curve before it was even set. That's wonderful. Yep, you got it. You all got it. Okay, and Candy says because 50% of the students got you. That makes sense. Sorky says Washington. Candy says Washington. And it is. It is true indeed. True. I'm looking at the next question. Sorry. So yes, in fact, here says, and this is on their state webpage, says in 2004, Washington ranked first in the nation in the production of red raspberries, and 90% of the total U.S. production of apples. Okay. And next one, which I kind of already gave. I'm going to skip that one for a minute because I kind of already gave that one away. All right. Which is the largest city what is the largest city between Salt Lake City, Utah, and Portland, Oregon? It is also a state capital. And I bet you guys can guess. I bet you can guess. I'm typing it in there. And it's Boise. So just to help you out, I typed it in there. I actually left it. And that's why I kept saying, I know you guys are going to get this. So it is indeed Boise. So, which is kind of one of the largest ones up there, or larger cities up there. All right, I'm going to get this one, might be a little harder. It's true or false, and it kind of threw me. It's true or false. The Chinook salmon is the official state fish of Oregon. True or false? True or false? Which might it be? The official state salmon. False. Do we agree with Mariana? Do we agree? Going once. Okay, Candy says true. Mariana says false. Let's see which it is. Because this answer, like I said, it really threw me. And it is true. The Chinook salmon is the official state fish of Oregon. And the reason it threw me is because when we've been to Alaska, I've been to several salmon overlooks, and a bunch of the time it was for Chinook salmon. So I saw that state fact and I'm like, is this really right? So I went through and I did some searching, and it's not just on State Symbols USA, but it's in the State of Oregon Blue Book that Oregon state fish is indeed the Chinook salmon, which just kind of surprised me. So, yeah, had to do some extra research on that one because I was like, no way. But, yeah, it's even on the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife. They make it real plain. That's the state fish. That's the photo. And the thing is huge. Huge. My opinion. So, there you go. So, yeah, that was actually true. So, hello, Cute D, and welcome. Good to see you tonight. Hello. Oh, Candy says her aunt lived in Oregon for 60 years. Neat place. Neat place. And let's see, I've got two more for you. According to World Atlas, which of these states is not a part of the Pacific Northwest? And you're going to get this. You're going to get it. Which of these states? Is it Washington, Idaho, Oregon, or California? Which one of these states is not a part of the Pacific Northwest? Which of them is not? You'll get this. Now, I did not give the answer for you this time. Notice that? Because I think y'all can guess it. We're talking about the Pacific Northwest and which one it might be. Idaho? Okay, Candy is saying Idaho. Oh, wow. Tanya says she was born in Christmas Valley, Oregon, and it has 78 people today. Wow. That is a super small town. Okay, so we did a map. We saw a map earlier of the Pacific Northwest. Let me see if I can find that again. And of course, I can't. Yeah, you find everything when you have it. I just made the mistake of closing that out too soon. Ah, that's what I get for hitting the wrong buttons, you know. I'll find it. Okay, here we go. Ta-da! Let me get in here. I can share it. Tanya says California. Candy says Idaho. And it is indeed California. So California is not part of the Pacific Northwest. There we go. And this map lays it out. Montana, Idaho, Washington, and Oregon, all in the Pacific Northwest. We talked a minute ago, the one map tossed in Alaska, but that's kind of its own thing, Alaska and Hawaii. So, yeah. So, yeah. Good for you, Tanya. Good for you. Thanks, Cute D. And it is California. And this next one is I don't know, Candy. I don't know, but that's okay. You'll get a pass. It's all right. So California was indeed the answer. And the next one, what is the capital of Idaho? Is it? I'm going to narrow it down for you because I always have to stop and think. So I'm going to narrow it down. Is it Bismarck or Boise? Capital of Idaho. Bismarck or Boise? Last question for the Northwest. The very last one. Boise or Bismarck? Going once. Going twice. Okay, I'm going to pull it up. It is, and we appreciate that so much, Cute D. I really do. And Cute D says, I'm listening, only hear host support, and I appreciate that. And the capital, ta-da, is Boise, because it's on the Boise River. So there you go. So that has been our trivia for Northwest U.S. for tonight, talking about the Pacific Northwest. So, and next week, I'm going to try to do one on, let me see which one I've got scheduled for next week. Let me pull it up. Next week, we're looking at the Southwest trivia on that. So that should be a lot of fun. Also, we're going to see where I am next week because I'm not going to be here, I don't think. So, but we'll see. And so, yep. John, you got it. It's Boise. Candy, you also got it as Boise. So there you go. And I didn't keep up with how many got the right answer tonight because it was for bragging rights. So, you know, we can say everybody won. Candy says she's going to do her homework. Okay. And it should be, it's scheduled. So I'm hoping it will at some point show up on our main page. And I'll remember that for some reason my phone is sometimes off on the time. Looking at my phone right now, I'm looking at the clock, and my phone says 8:01. Just trying to sync a little bit here. I don't know what you all are showing, but yeah, this one says 8:01. So love that heart, Cute D. Love the heart. And Cute D, if you'll do me a favor shortly, if you will come back to this stream or go to one of my other videos and leave a comment, let it run for 30 seconds or so, please, or a minute, but leave a comment. That's going to make it easier for me to find your channel and try to support you there too. Okay? Because YouTube doesn't make it easy for us anymore. So that's the easiest way for somebody to find your channel, is to, if you'll just, either come back here shortly or leave a comment on one of my videos, then I can for sure find you. So we'll do that. So hope you all have a great week. Thanks. I like to return that. So you all go and have a great, super week. And I'll see you not on Sunday night, but on our regular time of Saturday, because we moved it because of the holidays, because several people asked me to move it, because they had things planned for Saturday for egg hunts and stuff for Easter Saturday. So that's why we're here tonight. So thank you all so much. And don't forget, always go out and be bodacious. It's always about #be bodacious, which means you're not going to let life get in the way of living. So I will see you Saturday night at 7. Y'all take care. Thanks for coming in. Good night now.